I'm quite liberal on immigration. I'm here. But it's not like I don't get the conservative argument. I totally get it. People jumping the border, getting all the same rights as Americans. I don't know if I'm down with that either. I understand that. It'd be like, sir, if I broke into your house. If I broke into your house, I'm like, I know I should not have done that. But now that I'm here, can I have my own room? I get the argument. It's just, I don't know that I agree with it because we're Americans and we can be dicks about immigration. On the border, we put a state called New Mexico. The dick move. Especially when this is old Mexico. We're taunting Mexicans to come over here. When the British divided India in parts, if they would have called Pakistan New India, my dad's side of the family might have stayed over there. Because we're Indian, we're just looking for a good deal. Same price, newer, we'll stay. I actually did not think I would become a full-time stand-up comedian. I went to school to be a doctor, because obviously. After I graduated, I went to go work at P&G. Procter & Gamble, P&G, the Peach, as I love to call it, the Peach. I worked there. The reason I use some slang is because a lot of people of color who worked at the Peach. I'm a brown guy. My manager was black. Well, he probably still is. I just haven't seen him in a while. That'd be weird. Calvin, what happened? I got promoted. The thing is, white people, you can loosen up. You know why? Because white people think when people of color get together, we're making fun of you. We are not. We're making fun of each other without your guilt, all right? That's what's going on. Because Calvin and I would bust on each other all the time. He was my boss. I remember one afternoon, I walked up to him. I'm like, hey, Calvin, are you free? He goes, since 1863, dog. It's a good joke. Take that to Hollywood, son. The thing is, brown people and black people were mixing a lot back then. Deepak Chopra became the most famous South Asian in America by appearing on a show hosted by Oprah Winfrey. They were a great duo. I wish they would have gotten married. She could have been Oprah Chopra. Calvin belonged to the, as it was called at the time, the African American Affinity Group at the Peach. And I belonged to the Asian one. And I almost didn't join it because they were rushing me to join the Asian Affinity Group at Procter & Gamble. And I said, well, I don't really know about that because y'all are mostly East Asian. I'm South Asian. But they're like, all right, well then don't join the group. That's your loss because the company is paying for us to take a 4-day, 3-night, all expenses paid trip to San Francisco. I'm like, I'm Asian. We're all the same, right? We say namaste, you say ni hao. We can combine them, namastao. I can head nod and bow at the same time. I'm in, let's go. All right, I told my white friend, I go, look, we're doing all this stuff. He goes, I don't think that's fair, though. I don't think that's fair. How come you guys get these, all expenses paid trips to go to the coast and all this stuff? You get to meet the CEO. You put all the Latinos in the room at the same time, all the blacks in the room at the same time, all the browns in the room at the same time. He's going on and on. He goes, I can't put a bunch of white people in the same room at the same time. I go, yeah, you can. It's called a board meeting. Chill out, white people. Still your country, all right? Chill out. It's okay. Any place that you leave is frozen in time for you. My parents came to this country in the early 1970s. And the typical story is the man comes over with a degree in engineering, gets a job, flies back, gets an arranged marriage, and brings his bride over to this country. My situation is completely reversed. My mom came here first. Girl power. She came from a progressive Punjabi family. Her parents believed that they had 2 sons, 4 daughters. They're all going to college equally. This is the 1950s in India. They made it happen. Okay, that was amazing. My mom comes over here in 1970. She flies back to marry the man with whom she's in love. It was a love marriage. It was a love marriage, not an arranged marriage. Well, it was kind of an arranged marriage. because my dad arranged to become a completely different person after they got married. In that way, every marriage is an arranged marriage. But he came over in 1973 with a degree in poli-sci, worked as a salesman, my mom as a teacher. Completely different story. They did not go back to India, although I think they were told. They did not go back to India until 1985, which is a long time. And we thought that was a long time until we found out recently that one of my mom's really good friends went back to India for the first time this year. She left in 1968. And she gets back and she's like, oh my God. India has changed so much. The boys are so respectful now. I used to walk down the street, they would whistle at me, they don't whistle anymore. Like, that auntie has swag. I gotta bottle up and sell it like 5 Hour Energy. Also invented by an Indian. Because, of course, there's not much of a language barrier. It's one thing we can thank the British for, all right? Everybody, there are a lot of people that at least speak English. But they kind of do the thing that Seema Auntie does. They make things plural that are not plural. People would walk up to Azhar, to Hari, to me, and they were really nice. They would say things like, we love your YouTubes. We love your YouTubes, yaar. We love your YouTubes. And it's just like, my tubes. It just sounds so personal when you make it plural. Like, I don't have any tubes. I think I learned that in pre-med. So Indians love to make things plural. The Chinese like to make them singular. I don't know if it's the one-child policy or what it is. But we were in a Chinese restaurant in Hyderabad, and I had to go to the bathroom. So I'm standing in line, and I see a sign, and it doesn't read men. It reads man. And I'm laughing my ass off. I'm like, oh, the Chinese, they don't know that it should be men. They put man, right? They gotta be wrong, there's no way. Then it's my turn to go inside. I go inside, and there's only one toilet. I'm like, they're right. It's man. You can fit only one man in here at a time. The Chinese are always right, damn it. You guys are an amazing audience. I feel like I don't even need to do the punchline of the joke. Like, you're just with me from the setup. I feel the love, you know what I mean? Because every joke has a setup and a punchline. Sometimes some tags, little punchlines after it, but it's basically a setup and a punchline. And there are actually comedy clubs in the United States called The Punchline. There's one in Atlanta, there's one up in San Francisco, and I do really well at those clubs. But I think I would crush at a club called The Setup. If all I had to do was set up a joke and walk away, I would be amazing. I would be the king of that comedy club. You ever go to a 3D movie and they give you the red and blue glasses at the beginning of the film? You ever do this thing in the middle of the movie where you take the glasses off your face just to see what the screen looks like without the glasses? It's so weird. You ever drive along in your car and you look down at the odometer and it's like 9,995, 96, 97. You get all excited because you're like, oh, I'm going to see it turn 10,000 on this trip. Maybe you go through a drive-through, check your phone, and then you look down again, it's 10,002, and you're like... So stupid. You ever landed at LAX and you're really, really tired, and so you get on one of those moving walkways and you lean against the moving handrail, but it's moving at a different speed from the walkway? You ever sit on your couch at home and you're texting somebody and you're watching TV and you text a word and they say the same word on TV that you just texted and you're like, oh!
Just 40 more of these. You ever out with a group of people and you ask somebody to take your picture with a camera phone and they line up, you're all ready, and then somebody stands right next to them with another camera phone, and now you don't know which one to look in? So you sort of split the difference, and you look like an idiot in both of them? That bit is so dumb, but I love it. It's hard to go back to real jokes after that. I thought about it. I was like, what is the dumbest thing you've ever heard? Like the dumbest thing you've ever heard. I got to go back to high school geography. There was a girl in our class who could not understand how it was possible to go downhill and north at the same time. We got out a map, and she's like, but that's down. We're like, Becky, her name was Becky. That's south. It's a 2D representation of a 3D concept. We're getting out globes and compasses, and she just doesn't get it, bless her heart. But if I gotta be honest, I can feel pretty stupid too. You know what does it to me? In LA especially, parking signs. Did anybody park out here tonight? Oh my gosh. I came here for a rehearsal on Sunday, and I pulled up with my car, and it's just so confusing, and there's so much pressure because of the traffic, you just lose 50 IQ points. You just can't read. You pull up with your car, and you're like, there's like 4 signs. The whole pole is covered. What do these say? Street sweeping Tuesday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Is it Tuesday? I know it's not Tuesday. Why do I do that? Two-hour parking except Sunday. Does that mean I can park for 2 hours on Sunday? Does that mean I can't park at all on Sunday? Parking till 12 a.m. Sunday. Is that tonight? That was last night, right? Oh, it's a permit zone. You get all the way to the bottom. Doesn't even apply to you.
The other place I feel totally stupid is in the post office. You hardly ever go to the post office anymore. So when you walk in, it feels like this foreign land, right? I walk in there, I'm standing there with my letter, and I'm like, what the hell is going on at the U.S. Postal Service? No wonder the government can't keep track of these documents. Metered mail? Stamped mail. What the hell is metered mail? This has a stamp on it. Does that mean? Because once I drop it in there, it's all over. "16 ounces or less." Should that be fewer? How much is 16 ounces? I'm not standing in that line. I know I drink 12 ounces of beer. Is that the same? That's fluid ounces, right? I knew I should have smoked pot instead. Yeah, bro, that's an ounce. Sometimes I wish I would have smoked pot, because I think I would have been one of those one-liner stoner comedians.
Because those one-liner stoner comics crack me up. I love that stuff. Especially when they say things like, shoot for the moon. That way, if you miss, at least you'll land amongst the stars. Whenever people say that to me, I think, wow, this person does not understand astronomy. I'm thinking about getting one of those Jesus is my co-pilot bumper stickers, just so I can use the carpool lane. If you're a smartass, do you have a wisecrack?
You know, my Buddhist friend sends me emails with please see detached. I went to an Amish wedding and they all did the acoustic slide. The other day I was on a Zoom and everybody put their names and pronouns like he, him, and she, her. I changed my entire name to Michael Jackson. Just so I could be. I just found out that was a meme. I'm like, I don't know if I should be proud or ashamed. I don't know. I love Michael Jackson, man. I grew up on Michael Jackson. Yes. It wasn't just the little boys. He touched us all. And